Good afternoon, everyone. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews, and I am your literary ambassador. And today I have a special guest on my channel. Please introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Latoshia Martin, and I am a veteran teacher and now turned children's book author. So I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Now, you say you are a children's author. What attracted you to that genre?
Well, honestly, I love reading. That's my first passion. I always enjoyed reading. I definitely enjoy mysteries more. I enjoy mysteries and fantasy books. I definitely love sci-fi. I'm one of those, the blurbs, the black nerds. So I definitely enjoy all of those type of books. And then as being an educator, this is my 16th year as an elementary school teacher, and I am constantly reading all the time. So it has been my dream for many years to eventually become a children's book author. So I've always wanted to write children's book, and then I finally just like sat down and took the time to start writing them. So now since I've started writing them, I honestly cannot stop. I do enjoy just writing children's books.
Okay. Now, this is not your first children's book, correct?
No, ma'am, it is not. I am so proud to say that this is my fourth children's book. So I started last year when we were home. We were working, teaching through Zoom last year. So by the time that I was home, I was like, okay, now I have some free time. Let me use my time wisely. So I started writing children's books while I was home teaching through Zoom. And once I started, I just couldn't stop. My first book was Black Boy BU. That was in October of 2021. And then since then, I just been, rolling them out. So I have Black Girl BU, so one for the boys and one for the girls. And I also have What Do We Do With This, which is a book that explains the importance of reading and the importance of a book. And then my new one that I have that just came out, which I love so much, is a math book. So I'm trying to reach all different genres within the children's literature. So I do focus on social and emotional, which are my Black Boy and Black Girl BU books. And then What Do I Do With This is my early literacy book. And then now I just came out with a math book, which I think I enjoyed this one the most because I do love math out of all of the subjects. So this book I definitely seem to enjoy the most reading right now.
Okay, now tell us about this book.
Okay, well, Surrounded by Numbers, honestly, it was, you know how you have one of those, you wake up in the middle of the night and then like an idea just pops into your head. That's really what happened with this book. That's how I can honestly say what happened with this book. I was just kind of thinking about, okay, what is my next topic gonna be? What is something that I would like to see? You know, so I was like, okay, a math book, but how do I write a math book that won't be boring, that kids can relate to? So I still speak with the same character, which is Isaiah, who is my son. I have two boys, Ari and Isaiah, and they are the characters in all of my books. And then for my girl book, Black Girl BU, it is my niece. So all of my books are children in my family. So I keep with the same characters. So I'm still going with Isaiah, Ari, and Naya in my books. And it is Isaiah going through a regular weekend with his mother, running errands as we all do with our kids. And while he is out running errands with his family, all of a sudden, all of these numbers start popping up. So it's to help the kids understand that no matter where you're at, learning is not just in school. You're not only counting in school, that you can count no matter where you go. So that's what this book was about, to add in, their own life experiences so they can say, yeah, I have been to a grocery store. I do notice that the aisles all have numbers on them. Or I do notice when I go to a plaza that the buildings are all in a row and I can count each building, or cars are in a row, or people in the line. So I kind of use everyday activities to help bring in the topic of counting to younger students, to say that, yeah, this is something I do all the time also. And of course, I use my lovely African-American characters, which are something that we definitely need to see more of, because we definitely have math books. We have counting books. They're usually, with fictional characters like an animal or a, inept object. So this time I want to make sure, yes, it's a counting book, but it's also bringing in an African-American character, which you definitely don't see a lot, with our children's books.
Mhm. And how do Isaiah and your niece feel about being characters in their own book?
They actually enjoy it. My son, especially with the first one, Black Boy BU, like he was so proud that he was the main character. He said, "This is my book." So he has definitely taken ownership of being the main characters in my book. And he teases my older son because he is like a background character, but he is my main character. So he's definitely proud of that. And I do ask them well, I did ask them at the very beginning, do they mind being the characters of my books? So I did at least ask them first, just in case, because my oldest is 16. So, teenagers might be sensitive with their name being out there, 'cause I do use their names a lot. So I did ask them first. And my niece is 13. So I asked her, does she mind being my girl character? And they all were definitely nice to allow me to use their name and their likeness.
Okay. Now, can you read an excerpt from the book?
Yes, ma'am. So what I love about this book are the bright colors. So that is definitely one thing that I try to make sure with my children's books, that is very bright and colorful for the kids, because the bright colors, stand out a lot with them. And ones that I definitely know that they can relate to is when they're in the car and they're driving around with their parents. So it says, "I love looking out the window, counting the cars while mom is driving. How many cars do you see?" So then on the opposite side, you see all of the different cars, and the characters are in the vehicle with their mom, counting the different cars that are around them. And then it says, "I counted 7 other cars on the road." So this book is kind of like an interactive reading book. So it allows the reader to, of course, follow along with the story, but then while they're following along the story, they're counting along with Isaiah. So throughout the book, we definitely have a lot of different math words, so not just counting. I like to add in numbers. So instead of just saying one, build up the kids' vocabulary, we say first. So, okay, we are here. Our first stop is to the dry cleaners. "Which store is a dry cleaner?" asked Isaiah. "It is the 3rd store on the right," answered Mom. I was surprised with the number of people already in line to drop off their clothes. My mom was the 6th person in line. So we do add in the number, and then we also add in the word relationship with this number. So if I know the number 1, I also need to know that number 1 means first. Or if I see the number 6 is the 6th spot in line. So we add in our number concept and our word concept within our book, along with our wonderful, vivid colors. And as you can see with this one, how most kids are, when they're walking with their parents, they're jumping and skipping as they're going to the door. So the same thing with that character, as he is going to the next door, that he's jumping and he's counting all of the different spots on the sidewalk that he lands on. So we definitely like to add in a lot of real world activities so they can relate to when they're outside, if they're walking to the store, they have the pavement, they can count the pavement as they go, but you're still practicing our math skills, but they're doing it definitely in a fun way for the young learners.
Okay. Now, what was your writing process like?
I am a night owl for the most part, especially when it comes to being creative. So I enjoy writing at night when the house is completely quiet. It's usually like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I might go to bed early and I'll wake up in the middle of the night and everybody's asleep by then. So I'll just find a quiet corner, sit at the table, turn on the light, and I'll just grab my laptop and just start typing. I try to finish it all, well, a good portion of the story done in that night. And then the next day, I'll just reread it and tweak it. So throughout that week, I just keep going back and changing and making any corrections that I want until I get to my storyline just the way I like it. But I definitely enjoy writing at night. During the day, I have a lot of distractions. The phone is ringing, the kids are talking to you, you got to do homework. Maybe you're talking with your family, cooking dinner, watching TV. So a lot more distractions for me during the daytime. So it's much easier for me to be creative at night when it's just nice and peaceful and I'm the only one up.
Yes, yes, yes. Now tell us about your publishing journey.
Okay, I started last year, and my publishing company, I just used my name, which is Martin's Children's Books. So when
Mhm.
I came out with my first book, Black Boy BU, I also created my own publishing company because I do enjoy selling my own books. So they are on other platforms, but I do have my own website with my publishing company. So once I created my book, I, researched, did my YouTube videos,
Mhm.
did my webinars to figure out, okay, what is the best thing for an author to do, which is to create their own publishing company. So when I do publish my books, they're published under my name. So when I first started off, I believe it came out when I first put it on Amazon, Black Boy BU, it was under the Amazon publishing company. But I was like,
Mhm.
now as I am creating more children's books, now my books are published under Martin's Children's Books. So it's just learning and growing as you go, learning from others who have been creating books for years. I'm a newbie to this. It's only my really complete year was this year, October. So it was definitely one full year. So I'm definitely proud of all the progress that I have made, but I definitely understand I have more that I need to learn and to grow with. So my publishing company started off slow, and then I'm slowly building, adding merchandise was another big thing within the publishing company to add not just a book. I created lesson plans with my books. I created characters with my books, so my stuffed animals. I also created workbooks. So along with I'm focusing on early literacy and I'm focusing on math skills. So along with my books, I created lesson plans that teachers can use and parents can use at home.
Mhm.
Coloring pages that go along with it, and also with my latest book, I created a math workbook that goes along with the book. So Surrounded by Numbers, early math workbook, it has the same illustrations from the book and the same wording that I use within the workbook. So it provides some extra practice. So when you read the book about, matching the numbers with the words. So the same skills, and that's really part of my, Oracle numbers, part of my publishing company is to build upon not just creating one book, but to build upon it and creating, things that the students can use besides just reading the book over and over again. How can I extend this information? So I created journals for them, workbooks, just things that allow them to practice the skill that I am discussing or created in my books.
Okay. Are you looking for any submissions from other children authors at this time?
Submissions as in taking on other work. At
Yes.
this time, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
My daily life as I'm a full-time teacher. So my company is like my second job. So I have to balance my own work life of making sure that I am able to get my grading done at school and then come
Mhm.
home and write and market and plan my own book. So honestly, at this time, no, I am unable to accept any other submissions. I'm just trying to keep my head above water with my own
Amen.
books and getting the word out
Okay.
about them.
Okay. What do you think your role is in the literary community?
I think there are multiple roles that independent authors can play. I enjoy writing, so it's teaching young children, especially my own children, the beauty of creating, because that's definitely a skill that children can learn and understand that it doesn't have to, be a far-fetched idea for you to write
Mhm.
your own book. And then also that your characters can be anyone that you want them to be. We don't have to go with the mainstream
Mhm.
visual of a character. Your character can look just like you. Your character can have locks like you do, or your character can have curly hair or kinky hair. So it's just bringing to the forefront that there are a variety of ways and images that you can use within the literary community instead of just sticking to one standard. You kind of bring your own opinion
Mhm.
um, to our new community because I am new to this. I am an independent author, so I definitely don't know all the ins and outs, but I just try to bring my passion for writing, my joy of writing, my creativity, and then to let people know that this is possible. Because I have had other people asking, okay, well, how do you write a book? And I don't mind sharing, what I've learned with others. That's one thing that I have definitely learned while on this journey, that when I reach out to other independent authors, I have definitely received and met some wonderful children book authors who helped me in my own journey. I asked them, hey, your book, your illustrations are beautiful. What illustrator did you use? And we would share, what illustrator you use, what publishing company, if you're creating something, okay, well, who made that doll for you? That was really nice. Or what do you think about this? So that is definitely something within this journey of networking that I definitely found as a positive within the literary community, that they are all been very welcoming and helpful. So that is definitely something that I am bringing to the literary community also, that, that I want to help people who are new to this, like someone helped me.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, what do you want readers to take away from your book?
I want them to enjoy the book. I want them, when they read it, to laugh, to smile, to say, oh, that looks like my cousin, or that looks like my brother. That's what I want them to take from my book, that they see themselves in my book, or they see a family member in my book, and that they really are enjoying it. So yes, there are many different lessons within my book that I want you to get, but I just want you to enjoy it first. So just read it and enjoy reading it. And then I want to get a message from the parents like, hey, my child reads this book like every night. That's the part I want them to get. Just enjoy reading and loving the images. And then, as time goes on, you can always break down the themes and the concept within the book, but just start off with enjoying and loving what they see in front of them.
Mhm. What in-person or virtual events you have coming for this year?
I have, especially in the month of February. So month of February is for African American authors. It's really a busy month for us. I definitely like to stretch it past February, but I do have some pop-ups coming at the end of, I believe it's January 24th. I have a pop-up event in Fort Lauderdale that I'm going to be at. I also have events within the library. I live in Florida, so within the library system, reading my book. And also, I'm definitely looking forward to some school read alouds for Black History Month. So those are definitely some soon to come events that I would definitely enjoy reading to kids as a whole. But definitely in the month of February, it's very busy for African American authors. And I enjoy doing virtual reading. I also do enjoy going in person. I think in person kind of is the best way for the kids to really, grasp what you're saying, and they see you and they're like, oh, you're the author of this book. So, through video, it's safer at this point, but I definitely do enjoy the in-person spots that I have coming up.
Okay. What has been the hardest part of writing a book for you?
Writing is the easiest part. The toughest part for dealing with illustrations and marketing, that to me seems to be the toughest part with a book publication. So the writing is, to me, is the simplest part. You can sit and you can write by yourself and you love the book. Everything you wrote, you love it. But then it's like getting it out there to others and seeing if everybody else got your same vision. That's usually the struggle that you run into. Seeing that you can get your books out to other people. So marketing is definitely one of the struggles that I'm trying to overcome with being a children's book author.
Okay. What are you currently working on right now?
I am working on an ABC book. So my husband tells me all the time, to take a break, but I kind of enjoy writing. So once I finish one, I usually have one like just waiting. I have a few books that I've already finished writing that I just need to get illustrated, because illustration takes a good 5 or 6 months before it's completely finished and edited. So I'm currently working on an ABC book. And hopefully, I don't want to give a date because our illustration dates always change, but I'm hoping by the next school year of August that it'll be done.
Okay. How can readers find you and your book?
Hey, I am definitely on social media. I am mostly on Instagram. That is definitely one place that I am up the most. It is LM Children's Books on Instagram, and I am on Facebook as Martin's Children's Books. I do have my own website, which is martinschildrensbooks.com, and a lot of my books are sold on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. But the bonus with purchasing from the author's website is that I give a lot of freebies just because you're coming to me. So when you order from the author's website, you're able to get like the the coloring pages that go along with the books. I give those for free. The lesson plans are given for free when you order from my personal website. Then you also have book bundles that are on my website that are not on any other site. So I do have some lovely freebies that I give just for ordering from my website. And I do have a subscriber list within my website that each month I do try to give out some free early literacy tips, some free early literacy activities, especially when we were at during the holidays. I found like different crafts for parents to do while their kids were home during the winter break. So I sent those things out for free. So I enjoy giving back to others because I know that people gave back to me. So just by subscribing to my website, I just love you for subscribing. So I just give you a lot of free activities that I find.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to add before we close?
Yes, I want to say thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to share my books. I definitely am happy that I get the opportunity to. I know we met, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 times now with my different books. So I'm definitely grateful that you keep bringing me back onto your platform and allow me to share each of my new books with your audience and with yourselves. I definitely want to say thank you to you. And thank you for those who are just, who have been following my journey. And hi, hello, that's why I might love my shirt. Hi, that I am Latoshia Martin, and I'm glad to meet you. And hopefully you'll follow my journey, and then we can definitely learn from each other.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right. This is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews. Happy reading. Bye, y'all.
Bye.